Let's see if that helps. This stuff, like the fact that you have to click manually, there's no way to automate the harvesting or the planting of seeds. Who wants to do this all day? I don't get it. I really don't get it. Like, why? It's not. I don't know. Maybe some people find it fun. I don't really see this. What I'm doing right now, punching wheat and then planting seeds. I don't see this as entertainment. It doesn't scale. It's not like, you know, you put in more effort and it scales. With anything you can automate, like if you spend the effort to build a bigger mob farm, you get more loot. If you spend the effort to build a bigger chicken farm, you get more chickens more efficiently. So, you know, or even if you spend the time to build a bigger cobblestone generator, you get more cobblestone. So a lot of stuff, you know, it scales. Tree farm, well, I mean, you still have to manually chop down the trees. Again, you can't automate chopping trees. So a lot of the stuff, it just doesn't scale. No matter how much more time you put into designing these things, it doesn't actually make it any better in any way. You probably harvest this just because of how much paper we can use if we make a bookshelf. Leather takes forever to grow. You have to manually make the animals breed. I don't think that's a good solution. I understand that you don't want to just have animals just growing and growing and growing and just have the numbers increase exponentially. But it doesn't make any sense. It's not how it works in real life. In real life, if you put animals in the same place, they'll, you know, have sex and make more animals. That's what animals do. You don't need to tell them to make baby animals. You just put them in the same place and they'll do it by themselves. I don't know. There's no automation. There's no scaling. It's just a lot of work. It's not even fun work. It's just the same stuff over and over again. Like if you build a bigger wheat farm, what are you gonna do? Spend more time planting wheat and harvesting wheat. You can automate the harvesting of wheat, but then they don't drop any seeds, and then you have to plant them manually again. Like this is not stuff that is not just doesn't scale. There's no reward for trying to come up with something clever because you can't. Like there's no automated tree farm, and so then there's no problem to solve. There's no inventions to be made. These guys aren't even in the same. They're not even in the same room. How do I convince them to make babies then? This might take a very, very long time, guys, because it seems like one of them has occupied the shop. The other one has occupied the other side of town. Is standing on a table in the diner. Alright, well at least we can do this. Seriously? You traded one? You traded one set of wheat. Alright, well. Cool. Like, 1 emerald for 11 arrows. That is so ridiculous. Alright, well. We've traded. Are you happy? Are you happy? I don't know if you're happy or not. So let me just go back and give the emerald to this guy in exchange for 2 redstone dust. Which is a scam. There's no sparkly bits. There's no green sparkly bits. I think it means that we've actually unlocked everything he can trade. I don't even know. I don't even know what's going on with these guys. Alright, well, there's that. I'm gonna go grab some dirt, I think, because I need to flatten the land behind the town. Maybe complain a bit more about the lack of automation in Minecraft. Do I want the horse? Not really. Let's just slow walk. Actually, hold on. Let me just look at my design document. I have a design document for this game. It's a script with all the dialogue and everything, and I'm about a tenth of the way through, and there's already 20,000 words. So, yeah, it's gonna be a pretty big design document. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There's 8 houses. There's 8 houses. Let me just switch this over to the other side of the screen so I can read it and play at the same time. Alright, what have I written here? The player character's house is just a generic house with a slightly grand front door to distinguish it from other houses. Alright, so the front door is slightly more prominent because that's your house, and you have to go back to your house to pass time in order to kind of progress in the game. So so you kind of have to. So we're gonna make the front door slightly more impressive so that it's clearly different from the other houses. The interior, I don't actually, oh, there's gonna be an interior. That's why you're gonna have to walk around the interior. So the interior, there's gonna be kitchen and dining on one side, lounge on the other, and then 3 bedrooms behind. But I might not actually make the 3 bedrooms. It might just be like a door that leads to everything behind. There's an abandoned house. Not really abandoned, but it's just unoccupied house. It's going to be mostly inaccessible. There's going to be a shed in the backyard. The shed is just going to be an exterior thing. And also a back door. So this one, we need to see the front door, the back door, and the shed. So it's kind of complicated. I think I'm going to put that in the southeast corner, just so that it's open on 2 sides, and therefore you can see more doors, or there's more space for you to put visible doors. So that house is unoccupied. The pastor's house, small old-fashioned bungalow. A small old-fashioned bungalow. Probably like with a veranda and just kind of a pretty simple rectangle and small and old-fashioned. Don't know how I'm going to do that. Probably birch wood, so it's kind of like a small white bungalow sort of thing. Maybe even have the same color for the roof and the walls, which might be a bit weird. But it's simple. We're gonna make it really, really simple. The doctor's house is gonna be a fairly generic house, but with a modern extension. So there's gonna be like a glass box extending out of an otherwise unremarkable house. I'm saying here a satellite dish in the backyard. That would be interesting to try to do in Minecraft. A satellite dish in the backyard. So the doctor character is relatively young and relatively scientifically literate. So she's more connected with the rest of the world than most other people in the town. So that's why she has a satellite dish in the back. I actually have quite a bit of redstone, don't I? The mayor's house is like a miniature stately manor. Interesting. 2-story brick and stone. Well, I don't have any bricks in the game. I guess stone bricks. Maybe I can... No, I don't have enough bricks. A miniature stately manor. That's the mayor's house. 2-story. Where did I put it? Let me just check my map. I put it next to the beach. I might have to put that in the other corner if it's two-story, because if it's two-story, it's gonna block the other houses because of how tall it is. I might have to move that around to the other corner. Alright, that's fine. It's like the northeast corner. Alright, what's next? So the shopkeeper's house, modest, but with several large sheds, I said. The shopkeeper... the shopkeeper's a woman. Who's her husband again? Her husband is... Oh, the town... he's the civil engineer. He's a guy who kind of makes sure everything runs in the town. Alright, so yeah, so the large shed is because he's the guy. He's like the groundsman. So he takes care of the park and he takes care of the roads and everything. So that's why he has several large sheds, because he's got equipment. A modest. Maybe I should say more about that. Or maybe the large sheds is really the thing. There's a writer in the town. He's an author. A generic house in pastel colors, I wrote. I don't know why I said that. A generic house in pastel colors. I think it refers to the kind of suburbia that's in the film Edward Scissorhands. Do you guys remember that? Edward Scissorhands is kind of funny. It's funnier the older you get, because there's a lot of these references to things that I didn't get the first time I watched it. So that's a pretty funny film. So I think it's a reference to that, Edward Scissorhands. Pastel colors. The diner and the mechanic, they're one family. Spanish colonial style house, so kind of Art Deco, arched doorways and windows and porches. That's pretty easy. I've thought about that one quite a lot. Spanish colonial, and that's the 8 houses. Interesting. Maybe I need to think a bit more about. Let me just make a shovel. Maybe 2 shovels. I might need to think a bit more about some of these. Oh, maybe it's enough. Like the shopkeeper's house, a modest house but with several large sheds. Is that really enough of a description for a house? I don't know. Alright, so these trees have to go. And I'm filling in most of this stuff underneath as well. So I think I actually have some ideas for the houses here. Maybe I'm actually not in as bad a position as I thought. Maybe I actually have more information than I thought. And I have enough ideas here to build these things. I guess I'll start with the interesting stuff. I can probably leave this. Let me just leave that tree for now. So I guess the easy stuff would be the doctor's house would be interesting to build. I guess I'll build that first. And then the Spanish colonial thing. The mayor's house, a miniature stately manor. That might be okay. Yeah, I think I can do this. I can at least build 3 houses relatively easily. The pastor's house I can do. Alright, so we're in a pretty good position, I think. I think I should get rid of... No, I need to get rid of these trees because it's gonna be a beach here. I might not build the beach in the game though. I might not build the beach in Minecraft. I might just kind of leave that as something to do when I move into RPG Maker at some point. I really need to kind of spend more time on the script. But again, writing, like designing, you can't force writing neither. Like if you don't have a good idea, you don't have a good idea. You can't just... Well, I guess you do. What some people do is just write random things until they find something interesting, or they just put all the ideas onto paper, and then they'll come back later on. Why am I failing that? They'll put all the ideas on paper, and then they'll come back later on and reconsider whether they're good ideas or not. I don't really do that. Maybe I should try that method out. Usually I just think. I just kind of give myself time to just think about the characters and then When I think of a good idea, I write that down. But it's kind of slow. I'm not a professional writer. I'm pretty sure you guys know that. And so maybe my methods are not professional and not efficient.